Another day, another dollar. Living the fast life, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And we're back. Episode 78. I am your host, as always, Matt Musselwhite. I am joined by my co-host, as sometimes, Jordan Madro, that guy right there. And we are joined for a record third time by the Undertaking, and we have vocalist Austin Visser with us. Austin Visser with us. What's going on, Austin?
Is this for real? That the third time is like the record? That's not real.
I think so. Hey, Jamie, how many times did we have Sinead O'Connor on? That was only two. It was only two before she got banned.
Well, the one time did it even count? Because we were just on for your guys' anniversary show, and Johnny just hung out with you guys the whole time.
Johnny hung out like the whole time, though. Like, didn't you pop in and then you're you had a technical difficulty? Yeah, and then you never came back. I was like, man, that was convenient.
Oh, the anniversary show. I barely remember. I just smoked the whole time. Like I was just like by the end of it, I'm like, what's going on, man?
And Skaggs was supposed to show up, but he fell asleep and
Skaggs was asleep. Okay, it's not hard to believe that a guy that's in charge of cannabis could fall asleep at an inopportune
total
time.
Weed nap. Weed nap.
I'm just not buying that. It's too convenient that he missed our anniversary episode that he was so excited for. I'm not falling for that. Yo, shouts to my buddy since fucking preschool. Aaron Beals is in the chat. Shouts to him. Jordan Tupper, good evening, Matt, Jordan, Austin, and the ghost of Brian. Brian's dead, by the way. I killed him. Three-peat champion.
Brian's dead.
I love it. I did not expect that. Where's my trophy?
You know what? It's at Petco Park as soon as Fernando gets the job done, homie.
No. I already told you we're not going to talk Padres baseball. Okay, this is not. No, this is bad. It's not good. This is like the worst season ever.
It could be worse. It could be Pirates baseball.
I know. No, honestly, dude, we've been through so many seasons of bad baseball, and I'd almost rather have a 60 and 100 season. Get out of here. And just a complete collapse because we're a good team, and that's just almost worse when we were right there and it all fell apart. So this has not been good.
Yeah, I understand that.
Oh, but we're hopeful. Fernando's awesome, all that stuff.
There's been a lot more fights at these baseball games now that the Padres are competitive, and I just being the troll that I am on the internet, I said this is all Fernando Tatis' fault. If y'all weren't competitive hitting home runs, no one would be fighting at these games.
Did you see the dude at the Denver, Colorado game, the Colorado Rockies game that sucker punched that guy? That was the ultimate one from this season.
Oh my God.
He laid him out so hard.
I thought it was bad with football season. At the beginning of football season, it seemed like they were fighting in the preseason. And it's damn, it's just the preseason. And then the LA teams to christen the new stadium, they got it on and had a big brawl.
Oh, yeah. Fuck it. They're just hands on deck.
Ugly.
Let's go.
Ugly.
That's funny as all shit.
All this talk of sports, I haven't got to ask you, Jordan, how'd you do in fantasy this week?
I think I won.
You think? Okay, so you're not trying. All right. God, dude, I make a prize pack. I invite all these people to the fantasy football league, and then they just don't try.
Tell me I'm not trying. I'm 3-0, motherfucker.
Okay, then you better know that you're 3-0 because you didn't know you were 3-0 a second ago.
I had to just double check. I didn't want to be like, yeah, bro, running this shit before to confirm it. Edie.
That might be like the fourth or fifth cat on the show.
My cat's passed out. I can't pick him up and do that.
My normal mug broke down, so I'm using the one I stole from Outback Steakhouse.
I love that.
Hey, robbed him, took a bloomin' onion with him in the process.
I took a blue moon with me.
So I was a little disappointed. I was trying to muster up. Do you guys do DFS stuff like DraftKings or FanDuel?
It's not legal where I live.
Usually for fights, that's about it.
Okay.
I would love to get into the sports book and gamble and throw my life away and have my chick leave me over that type of shit, but it's just not legal where I am. So I need to get like a VPN or something to do it. But
Yeah.
it's cool. My homie's hooking me up with it. I'm going through this guy in Guatemala now.
Well, so I was trying to do some leagues where I could launch a league and have people join and like put up a lineup together for like $5 or whatever. And I dropped it in like a couple of like the solid state like Facebook groups and stuff. And they're just like nobody responded. I was like, anybody into DFS and football? And nobody, like crickets. Like nobody responded to it. I was so disappointed.
They're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I know what's football. Yeah.
I would be really shocked to know that anybody else on a solid state roster likes football or any sports in general. Cause like
let alone gambling on it.
Yeah, let alone gambling, because you're gonna go sinful with it then, and like half the bands are Christian.
Oh shit!
No. So one of the coolest things about Solid State is Devil Wears Prada is super into sports, and so I was listening to,
and they're super sick.
Yeah, no. So I was listening to a podcast where they had our A&R guy Adam Scatula on, and they just went on a rant about sports forever. And so
Jamie,
so
Adam
is from
Cthulhu. Look it up.
Scatula. And out of the blue, I texted him and I said, Matt Holliday never touched home plate. And he responded immediately and was like, blasphemy. So if you pull out that record behind you, in the liner notes, it says at the bottom, Matt Holliday never touched home plate. If you pull out the liner notes at the very, very bottom. And so there's like a really fun little sports thing that we have going on with Solid State.
That's
shit.
Fucking hilarious. Yeah. Mike from Devil Wears Prada is like I think he's a huge Pittsburgh Penguins fan.
I know he likes,
which is like super dope. Like, because I'm from Pittsburgh, so like I love that.
Matt Holliday never touched home plate, so that's obviously a reference to the day that Matt Holliday freaking didn't touch home plate, and they called him safe for the Padres. Didn't make the playoffs, but
beautiful vinyl, by the way, still available if you guys want to cop some.
Yeah, let's sell that thing out so the first pressing becomes more valuable, and then you're glad that you didn't open it, unlike Matthew.
Had to open it, man. I had to see that splatter.
It's cool.
Was I just going to assume that the splatter was there? I had to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah, that's like the joke, man.
Like 10 years go by and you open it and you're like, there's no fucking splatter on this.
Dude, look, okay, so I was on Instagram yesterday, besides following all the Undertaking's friends, doing a little bit of promotion, and I saw that one of my favorite rappers, Planet Asia, he was signing some vinyl, right? And I love getting vinyl signed. It's like the best thing you can display, whatever. I noticed he was only signing the wrap plastic on the outside, and I thought to myself, as a collector, because I don't want to like sell these, unless you want the Undertaking first pressing, I can get it signed by us, and we'll sell this bitch tonight. But he was signing the plastic, like that's gonna isn't that gonna fade or it gets ripped and you're fucked. You can never open it.
Attending Comic-Con, I had a company I follow called Mondo. They put out vinyl soundtracks and stuff. They did the soundtrack for Blade Runner 2049, and they had the composer and the artist there signing it. And that's where I learned they really delicately cut the plastic. They like opened it, signed the actual cover, and then I just thought that was like a cool way to do it. They didn't like take it out. They just like were really delicate, because you got these collector guys at Comic-Con who are going to freak out if people like mess up their vinyl. And
actually,
stupid
comic book guy.
It's worth
$472 if it's in mint condition.
Don't even joke, man. I just sold. He's a Waterboy.
I was gonna say, like, who is this?
Is it Waterboy? Because like I don't
know. It was
definitely Waterboy, and that movie
was somewhere in that. It was somewhere in that range.
You said Mondo, right?
Yeah, Mondo. It's pretty. Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember this awful sugar drink for kids?
I do, and I didn't know they specialized in high fructose corn syrup drinks and vinyls.
Okay, that's a straight lie, because that was only high fructose syrup. Like that's you can tell when you drank it, it wasn't the same consistency as water. It was a little thicker, and you're like, "Mommy, it burns." But yeah, Mondo, that shit, man, sugar water had a little twist off top. So that was before there was Kool-Aid jammers. Fucking kids don't understand, man. You got it too easy with the damn internet.
There are all these limited edition screen print posters. So I don't know if you've.
Is that Michael J. Fox?
Yeah, Back to the Future.
Avengers. Hell yeah.
I got all this stuff behind me, but it's cool.
It's pretty sweet. There's been a bunch of festivals going on, and we were lucky enough to get our boy right here, Jordan Montroe. He attended Knotfest Iowa. It was actually an error. I tried to send him to Knotfest Mexico, and he ended up at Knotfest Iowa. So yeah, how was your time in Iowa? Had you ever been there before? Did you try any of the corn?
No, I didn't try any of the corn. I've been there like once or twice just through touring, and the festival was great. The music was great. I don't know if you've seen any of the articles on how all of the vending and stuff went, but I can tell by the sinister look about eating those noodles that you have, and I can tell you firsthand that it was all true. There was, I swear to God, they said there was another one. I don't fucking believe it. There was one tent for 30,000 people for non-alcoholic drinks. We waited in line for 2 hours, almost 2 hours, because we didn't necessarily miss all of Gojira. For like an hour and a half, waited in line for water, and there's no line. Like, it's just like everyone just converging on this like little like tent you bought at like Walmart or something, and are trying to get water. People are flipping out. People are trying to incite riots. Like, people are trying to get people to just rush the truck and take all the water. Like, I'm sitting there like kind of laughing and shit. And then like I see this one dude, like I'm like, yo, this one dude looks like he is about to snap. And I'm finally just like, why are you so mad? You're at the front. Like, I'm like, you're literally like 5 people away. You're about to get water. I'm way in the fucking back here.
People in the crowd.
Oh, dude, yeah, I fucking he had a red like fitted hat on. I called him Great Value Fred Durst at one point.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to piss people off. Like, I'm just like, whatever. Like, this is fun.
Did they underestimate what
100%
to expect? That's just so dumb. But
they had to have. There's no dude. There was 2 tents for bars. There was one tent. Like I only seen one tent for like waters and pop and all that shit. And then there had to have been like 7 to 10 options for food. So like, it's one thing, like you're going to stay in line. Like I understand, like you're going to go to these things. You're going to stand in line. This shit was crazy. Like 2 hours for a fucking bottle of water. So then we finally get up there.
How do you even get drunk at that point?
Dude.
Like, you would just have to commit to being like, you know what? I'm going for the water. I'm going to be healthy.
Pre-gaming, just drinking all day, like like the typical shit. So we get a bunch of waters, go to the back of the thing. People are like looking at us and like, oh, buy that water. Dude, we started selling these extra waters to people in the back of the line. I had a dude just
who the fuck is dumb doo-doo head? Oh, I know who he is. All right,
so
continue.
Like, dude, people like this dude just shoves $8 in my hand and takes this bottle of water and leaves. Somebody bought a bottle of water off my friend for $20. They mentioned it in the article. Dude, they mentioned it in the article. I texted my friends. I was like, we made the article. Like,
that's not good.
No, it was fucking mayhem. But I was just like, I mean, if people are gonna buy it, like shit. I would have paid $20 for a water to not stand in that free for all. Like, dude, it was crazy. And like, if it was hot, like if it was actually like a hot day, I would have bet my bottom dollar that there would have been people would have started flipping that shit, like taking shit off the truck, all that. Like, so it was cool, but like the music was cool, but like there was kind of some issues with the vending and all that. But whatever. Yeah, you'll have that.
Before we totally shit on this festival, what bands were good?
First off, Megadeth was getting they just don't even fucking play anymore. I'm done with it.
Is that Dave
Slipknot
Mustang? Is that Dave Mustang dude still playing with them?
Yeah, no, he's the lead singer. Like he is Megadeth. So I will tell you from the bottom up, Knocked Loose was fucking awesome. Fever 333 was dope. Tech 9 was awesome. I waited in my water debacle was during Trivium, and
don't lie. I know you watched Suicide Boys and bought Xanax off a 13-year-old. Don't lie.
I did watch some of the Suicide Boys, but I can't say that I bought Xanax off of anyone, especially a 13-year-old.
You can't because you'll incriminate that 13-year-old and he'll probably get grounded.
Anyway,
I'm only saying that because when they came to San Antonio, that's what happened. the reports back were underage children selling drugs at this show. That's like normally there. It's just fucking weird. Whatever.
Yeah. But Lamb of God, and Slipknot were the highlights of the day. But Lamb of God, I would say, was better than Slipknot.
That's good because Randy Blythe is actually going to be. It's not. Oh, never mind. Randy Blythe is not our guest next week. Never mind.
Oh shit!
I thought he was.
Now you have something to lie for again.
Yeah, you said that. I still don't get that joke. Maybe I just
you don't know the song. Now you have something to die for. Like you never heard that song by them. Never, not in your life once.
I don't listen to Good Charlotte.
Oh, I forgot you listened to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Love them. The point I wanted to get to was we just went through Blue Ridge Rock Fest, and that was the first time they ever held that festival. We saw the pictures back. They basically had no ample parking for you. They weren't fit to have that many people there. They were not well equipped for anything. And when it came down to the end of the night at midnight, lights out, they kick everyone out. You got to walk miles back to your car in the dark. It's poor planning. I've been to a ton of random festivals around the country that I didn't know existed, and they seem to be pretty organized, and they know their crowd, their demographic. They know how many people are going to be there, and they're organized, and it's always good when that shit runs smoothly. You know, how is Turptown Throwdown more organized than Blue Ridge Rock Fest? You're talking about stoners in Massachusetts, and you got like one of the most like highly acclaimed rock festivals of the year in Virginia, and to everything I've seen online has kind of ruled that festival a failure. I don't know if the majority of people that went had fun over a debacle. So it's hard to say. I've been to a bunch of first time festivals and they weren't that shitty. So what do you guys think is going on now that we're having shitty, poorly planned festivals? Is it a product of the pandemic? Is it people rushing to get the money and get the show out there? I know it's hard to run a festival. Is that the answer? Is it just really fucking hard? I mean, you guys got perspective.
I would probably say, everybody just kind of had the year off, so it's just like kind of getting back into the swing of things. I would like to say, I also want to say, that whole episode about the water didn't ruin my festival experience. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like a whatever. Like, it happens. I just kind of chalk it up to they, had the year off and everyone's getting back into the process of how to do these things again. As for first time festivals, I don't know.
Yeah. The thing I heard about I'll go for it.
Okay, go Austin.
Yeah, the thing I heard about Blue Ridge, right, is that it was kind of like volunteer run and there was like nobody really in charge of it. So maybe they just underestimated what it took to do all that kind of stuff. I don't know. That's kind of what I had heard. But maybe they were waiting to nobody actually knew if the festival would happen or get pushed back. So maybe they didn't have a ton of things planned until a couple weeks out where they're like, oh crap, we actually have to do this stuff because the festival's in a little bit.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I can imagine that you don't think of that are really vital, that when it comes down to the wire, it's like, oh my God, we didn't think of fencing. We didn't think of barricades. We didn't think of water, and I know it can be difficult, but that's bad. I mean, you're basically having an experience at a show where, from what I've read, people are having to choose between either watching bands, getting water or alcoholic beverages, not both, or food, not all the Holy Trinity. And so having to choose between those, not having enough concession stands. I mean, think about Warped Tour. They're charging $21 for a tall boy, but there's still enough of those fucking stands to go around. The problem I have with Knotfest and the issues there is you can't blame it on, whoever the hell Blue Ridge Rock Fest promoters are. Slipknot is the top of that shit. Whatever happens at Knotfest is ultimately signed off by them. If you as a fan go and have a bad time, you're more likely to blame the band, even if you didn't get to see them, even if their performance kicked ass. If you go... and that's what I was saying. It's like you could feel really fucked over as a fan because it's like, yo, these are the dying days of rock festivals, if you want to be dark about it. And Slipknot is the new Ozfest. Knotfest is a big deal. It has the potential to be around for a long time. And if you go and you have a shitty time and you blame Slipknot, it's like, fuck, man, I feel let down. by like the forefathers of this like metal movement that we've been listening to since like '99. Like,
but
whether or
on a
not that's
positive-
rational.
on a positive note, all things back from Furnace Fest say that was like the dopest thing ever. So
Yeah, I've seen a
Finally,
lot
a
of
good
pictures
festival.
and stuff from that. People were going crazy about it, which, you know, that's awesome. I don't think, I mean, honestly, dude, after seeing, like, it's hard to say, like, dying days of rock festivals, like, when I'd literally just seen 30,000 people pack the fuck in this field, even with shitty concessions, and we're just like, fuck it, we're here to see a show.
That was a
Like-
bleak outlook. Okay, that's definitely a dark way, bleak outlook.
Cheer
on
the
it, but
fuck up, man.
we're in a time where there's more festivals coming out, and
you're
it
trying
might,
to
like I said,
instigate
it
the
might.
Dance Gavin dance people again. Stop.
Oh
Leave
my
him alone.
Oh
God.
my
Yeah,
god.
alone.
I spent
I
a
know,
week
man.
and a
Let
half
that
ago-
man get better. Like, shit. Like, come
I
on.
was pushing him to rehab. Okay, you're all welcome. I'm the reason.
You're the
you checked
reason
in.
he went. You're the reason. You're the reason he went to
Oh
rehab.
my
It's
god.
me. Hey,
He
look,
read.
you guys know me. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm like a fucking.
Man, let that man get better in peace.
I think the promoters rushed it, and it was unorganized and oversold the event. The promoters don't have experience running a big festival. Thoughts? That's
I
true.
was gonna say that. I was gonna say
You're
that
right.
as well. Like promoters. I mean, at least from my experience, promoters fucking suck. And like those kind of guys, like I'm pretty
Where's
sure
the lotto?
with the pandemic, we're like, you know what? I'm either not coming back to tour, or like it's a lot of those secondhand guys that learned how to promote from like those guys that were just promoting stuff. So there was like probably a lot of first time promoters there for the show in
I mean,
general.
anyone could be a talent
Alex-
buyer if you have like the venue's permission and enough money. You could book a band and then let it go as poorly as possible. But you could totally be a talent buyer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I wish Brian was still alive, because there was a festival that me and him went to, and he helped me out a lot. It was called Audio Overload. It was in Orange County, and it had all the potential in the world to be a constant annual festival. You know, it was like a one-day Warped Tour with a shit ton of local bands that are all paying to be there. So, you know, you're not losing out on them. And then you got like a main stage full of like, you know,
True.
B and C rate bands that you call headliners. And it was big enough in Orange County that they sold out. It was good. But dude, those Breakthrough Entertainment dudes never brought that shit back ever the fuck again. They went, did a tattoo festival, I think 2 years of that, and it was done. It just got really difficult to run rock festivals. Like, I'm glad that the attempts are made for Blue Ridge and shit. But when I see like, mainly what bothers me is seeing like the kids, like 15, 16, 17-year-old kids go to shows and get dehydrated or get sick or not get to see Slipknot at Knotfest because they had to choose between getting tater tots or getting some water or a beer. Like, it's difficult. I
chose
threw
the
up
beer,
in a
by
lot
the
of
way.
Warped Tours. God, you would.
Yeah,
Jordan.
and that's something you don't think about when you're that young as well. Like I remember going to a lot of those shows without even a fucking water bottle and just
Well,
showing
remember
up
Warped Tour
because
wouldn't
I
give you
didn't
water.
know
They didn't
any
have
better. And
water.
It's like,
They didn't even have water booths until a few
Yeah.
years ago. Like,
Wasn't that some shit?
I'm
Like,
trying to think how much it was, like $6
Yeah, it took
for
people
water,
dying.
right?
these kids don't even fucking know.
Yeah, y'all don't.
yeah.
Look, you
They
think
don't know
lukewarm
Warped Tour
water
was
is
grimy
bad?
back in the day.
We had to pay $6 for lukewarm
Yeah,
water.
it was.
Just to watch
Facts.
a mediocre set by Take You Back Sundays.
Facts.
You motherfuckers don't understand.
Just to watch Under Oath in a fucking 101 heat.
Hey, I would have watched Under Oath
that.
in 101 degree heat. Shit.
Look, I normally don't tell chicks on the internet this, but I'm 34. Austin, you're like my age, right?
Yeah, man. What? 1987, man. Good year to be born.
Yeah, fuck yeah, 87. Yeah, great year.
Not as
Crack
good as
babies.
90, but it's cool.
Crack babies, man. Me and you.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm at the point now where it's just like I'm the old guy that stands in the back of these shows. I don't get dropped off by my mom. When I go to Warped Tour, if I go to Warped Tour, I have to be in a bus on air conditioning. That's not me being entitled or privileged. That's like, if you're not offering it, I can't go. I'm not gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna get
Well,
ill.
you're
There's not
touching
enough- What?
You're touching on something that's important to us. I mean, just playing shows and stuff. Even Furnace Fest, seeing a lot of these people who are in their like mid 30s, like trying to get kids out to shows is impossible these days, especially in San Diego. We have
Yeah.
so many 21 and up shows, and just trying to figure out like, okay, what are these high school kids or 18-year-olds listening to but it's all TikTok and
Yeah.
hip hop that like these artists are coming out with stuff every couple days. And you want, if some kid's coming to a show for the first time, you want that experience to be as dope as possible. And you have these little hiccups or you can't get food, tater tots and water and stuff, they're not coming back.
And you know, you guys are like
True.
good beer drinking music, so I get the vibe. But like, if
Yeah.
you know, if you're being a dad and spending time with your kid, and you're not on TikTok showing people the rowdy live shows, then you know these 13-year-olds aren't going to be able to see it because I don't know. I figure every 13-year-old is on TikTok or watching ridiculousness. I have no idea who keeps that channel in business.
Yeah. Well, still, they're probably watching like they're still watching their show through a fucking cell phone, and that's not how it was when we grew up. Like I went to plenty of shows to where like I had to put my phone inside my pocket. In fact, fans would get fucking angry at you if you were like trying to take pictures or like shit. They're like be there in the moment, and like now everything's hidden behind.
Time out.
a fucking
Who had
camera,
to
like your
film a
phone.
band set on a shitty flip phone and couldn't even watch it back on the phone because it looked like shit and had to upload it on their computer just for it to further look like shit?
I would have never done
Raise
that.
your hand.
I would have never taken the time to do that.
Shut up.
I just had a moment where you saying that reminds me like how many shows we saw in high school and whatever. That would be so dope to have some photos and like iPhone footage, but it's all in my head and now I forget about it. So.
Yeah,
Dude,
true.
all
We
I
actually
have are
lived
those
that shit. We
stupid
lived in the
high
moment
school
of that
shows.
shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. All those chariot shows from like way back in the day. Like I would have loved to have some of that
my
captured.
God.
I would have
The
loved to have
chariot
seen them
with
live,
Bradley
man.
Hathaway.
All I've ever seen are YouTube videos of
that's
that, and I was like,
my
what I
God,
wouldn't have
God.
done to seen that live.
It's
Fuck.
yeah. I mean, it's
The most
the
crazy
best.
live band I have
Does
ever
it shock
seen.
anybody that the Undertaking people saw the Chariot multiple times in high school? Because it doesn't surprise me.
No,
It
after
shouldn't. I mean,
after
that's
listening,
like-
after listening, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Well, that's the scary part is our music's a little bit more technical than what they do. So they like literally won't even like playing their instruments at certain parts. And so
No,
we
they're
have to,
just
like,
hitting shit.
I love it. I wish we could do that, but so we have to dial back our like live chaos a little bit more, but we're always trying to push the envelopes.
I think Johnny Hex is in the Pittsburgh
Man, that
area.
brought
You
back
should hit
so
him up,
many
Jordan
memories by
Mondro.
just saying that, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
We don't have a rock or metal festival that's like the festival in
my
Ohio
parents
and
would
Pittsburgh.
never
It
ever
sucks.
let me go to a show. But
incarceration,
if I said it was a Christian band, I could go,
Ohio.
and that's why I
Dude,
saw the
that's-
Chariot so many times.
That was part of the
you
solid
just
state
tell your
allure.
mom you're staying the night at a friend's house, and then you go see
Yeah.
Whitechapel or Carnifex. It's cool.
Oh, we played with
Awesome.
Carnifex is from San Diego.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay, yeah, never mind. You like love San Diego. We have a show flyer from like 2006 where the Undertaking played with Carnifex, but
Dude, oh, hold up. The Undertaking was around in 06?
yeah, man, we broke up for like a long time, and then that's
Okay.
why when we restarted our band, we were just like, what should we call it? And it's like, well, obviously the Undertaking, because that's what you used to call it.
All right, cool. I was going to say, wait, hold on. 06. Wait.
Pick it up where we left
hold
off.
Hold the
Exactly.
phone.
It's awesome.
No, yeah, that's
That's
acceptable.
fucking awesome for sure.
I could live with that. What else is on our docket of news? Do we care about Chris Brown getting removed from Kanye West's album?
Fuck no.
We don't.
No. Who gives a shit? Fuck him.
Oh, that's such
So-
a sweet picture of them.
Isn't it, dude? I want to take a picture like that with all you guys.
Just get a grill.
I want to get a grill permanently installed. Like,
Mhm.
Chick will hate me. So
Me and my
Chris
homie.
Brown.
That one.
What? Go ahead, both of you at the same time.
No, sorry.
Same time.
My
dogs.
my computer's tripping out. Hold on. There we go. I'm back. All right,
Dude,
that show was
okay.
controversial. That show was controversial because Marilyn Manson was there. People were all pissed at
Oh,
Kanye.
the Donda release show. Yes, Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
was there. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
We're not really
this
cool
is a
with the
different
fact
one. Never
that
mind.
we're not really cool with the fact he was there. And like, look, if he was there and they collaborated on a song, I could have got excited for that. You know, even with all the controversy, but that didn't happen. And he had to just invite him there for the fucking like wow factor. Like that, like Donda.
Yeah.
Without getting into it, Donda is an experience. You need to like see that shit live to really enjoy it. Listening to it in iTunes doesn't give it justice. You're not gonna.
I'm a huge Kanye guy, and I just like didn't get into that.
Tom from Chelsea Green, that's the anti-vaxxer, right? I made fun of
Yup.
him like 5 episodes ago. What are your
Yup.
thoughts on Chili's?
Mids.
I've always maintained the
the
fact that the
restaurant?
Chili's in Encinitas is the best Chili's you'll ever go to. Fight me.
I think that Applebee's is better, right?
Fuck you, not
Facts.
in Encinitas. Chili's are nothing.
Facts.
Get the fuck out, dude. Booted.
We went
Playing
through
around, I'm
a
like
huge Chili's
Donovan.
phase. Yeah.
You went through a Chili's phase on tour?
Yeah.
I haven't done
No,
Chili's on tour. Does that work out?
No,
well?
Just no. Back in the day in like high school, Chili's was our spot.
Oh, IHOP was our spot. It was closer to our school.
what was
Pancakes
our,
and popcorn shrimp.
ours
We-
was Eaton Park.
I don't know what that is, dude.
Touring. If you never came down to the Pittsburgh area and like
Why
seen
would I
Eaton Park?
go anywhere other than Permani?
I don't know. I thought you might just seen it on the road and just been like, shit, diner, let's
Hard Rock
go.
Cafe.
All right, so let me
We're a
breeze
big
through this.
we're a big Taco Bell.
Oh, I like Taco Bell.
I like that pun.
Taco Bell's great too.
Chris Brown called Kanye a whole hoe, which I find to be offensive. Not as offensive as calling a woman a hoe because he's a dude, but whatever. And Kanye went back post-album release and removed Chris Brown from the album. My question for you, Austin, if you ever had a petty beef with someone, would you ever, under any circumstances, go in and post-edit an album after it's been released, whether for a beef or maybe to revise a song?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
just updated every week, and it's like, oh my
You-
god, the album's ever evolving.
No,
If I
dog,
could do
that's
that
like-
all day.
That's what Disney Plus does, man. They like people point out errors in their film, like stuff
Right.
on Netflix and stuff, and the next week they've like re-uploaded a new file that doesn't have the error anymore.
Yeah, like they released the one thing and then you went back and watched WandaVision and they're like, wait, there's somebody floating
Yeah.
there now.
Look,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
there's not a hidden dick on the cover of Little Mermaid, I'm not watching it, you sick fucks.
There is a hidden dick on the cover of
There is. Go look it up. I'm not kidding.
I-
Kind of.
I'm in my
There
garage.
is.
I'm in my garage right now. That VHS cover is somewhere in here. In
Is
our
it
in
the
our
hard shell plastic?
Yeah, it is, and that was in our music. We filmed that music video, "Take Me Down the River," where we had like all the VHSs in the background and stuff, and that was one of them. But I don't think like the wiener made it in the video.
Austin, come here. You can take that hard shell movie to the pawn shop, and we could get like an 8 tonight, bro. Like Kush, you feel me, dog? Like fire,
Yeah, if you were-
dog.
If you were still in Palm Springs, I'd meet up with you.
You kicked us out of the thing to tell him that?
I just wanted it to get
Like
dragged.
we would like you said,
God.
like we didn't
He
hear
wasn't
it.
gonna split
Like
it with us. He wasn't
Look,
gonna
dude,
split it
I
with us.
moved
that's
and the
for sure.
writers didn't come with me. It's been hard. Brian's dead. I have no one to work off of now. Okay, it's
man,
rough.
tell Jamie to get off his ass.
When
We're
we went to
going
Palm
fucking
Springs,
with Brian died.
You went to Palm Springs?
yeah, remember you were gonna meet us at
When I go
Denny's. We were waiting for you.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, my bad.
You
dog.
bailed on Austin?
Yo, I
Oh, no,
bailed
it was
50
Olive
shit.
miles away.
It was Olive Garden.
Oh yeah,
shit.
Olive Garden. That okay?
Ah,
Yeah,
the
now I remember that.
Olive Garden. The
Damn.
OG.
You bailed on Austin and
Yeah.
breadsticks, man. That's
Yeah.
wild. I
My
can't
bad.
believe you.
I'm gonna breeze
Yeah,
through
that
this
makes it a
news
little
since we
bit more
probably
offensive.
don't care about it. The Super Bowl is gonna have the flyest halftime show ever this year. Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige.
Oh
Have
my
you ever
God,
seen a
dude.
lineup this hot for the Super Bowl?
Count
Oh,
me the
dude.
fuck in all
That
the way.
gets
It'll
me
be
so
better
fucking
than the
hyped.
game.
Pull
Unless the
up
Steelers
picture-
are in it.
Pull up the picture though. What's up with Eminem?
Bro, it's heavily photoshopped. This picture's awful. All these motherfuckers' heads are photoshopped.
It
None
is
of that shit
heavily-
looks real.
Pretty awful.
Thanks,
They look like-
Pepsi.
Kendrick and Eminem look like they got drawn. Like they got drawn
my
in there.
favorite.
Like it's weird.
It don't look right. I was gonna ask, like, who's our favorite Super Bowl halftime performance ever? But I'm pretty sure it's all Bruno Mars, right?
Janet Jackson.
The titty,
Yeah, dude, Bruno
yo,
Mars
timeout.
killed it.
Besides there being a
But
titty
yeah,
on
the Janet
that
Jackson's the most iconic.
that
Justin
halftime show sucked.
Yeah.
Every single it was MTV did the halftime show,
Really?
okay, and
It's the one we still talk
Justin-
about the most.
because of a titty. You can't even, dude. Nobody remembers what anyone performed. Everybody
note.
performed. Everybody
Not a
that night
note.
performed a song that was over a year old. Justin performed an old song. Kid Rock performed fucking "Ba with the Ba." That's old as shit. Bob with the
Big
Bobby
facts.
Bang Bang.
That's
Diggy
right.
Diggy said the booty said,
Oh my
let go
God.
of Janet's titty. Yeah.
Forgot
Lady
about
Gaga's
Kid
was pretty
Rock.
good.
You know that guy.
Lady Gaga
that guy-
was good.
Lady Gaga was pretty good.
Lady
The
Gaga was good for
Weeknd,
sure.
the Weeknd was fire. They made a bunch.
Yeah,
of
I
memes
like the
about him.
Weekends. That's probably my
Yeah,
favorite
they
one.
made memes out of him, but
He could do no
had
wrong
such
in
a
my
good
book.
Making memes out of
voice.
everything now.
People didn't seem to like that show overall, but the Weeknd's dope. So
That
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I
The
honestly,
Weeknd
I
could
dig
steal my
Maroon
mom's
5
8 ball
too.
tonight,
Not
and
a
I
lot of
still
people
like
did.
him.
Oh yeah, Maroon 5. I mean, I like the
Maroon
halftime
5.
show. It's fun. It's a spectacle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maroon
all
5 was
the
better
artists kinda
there
put
than
on
at
their
other
best-
shows.
Are we talking about the Maroon 5 Travis Scott one where Adam Levine looked like a Grand Theft Auto character?
Oh wow,
Yeah, dude,
wow! Do
but
I have to
homeboy,
edit that?
you
That's
couldn't even
racial,
like,
right?
I was like,
What? How's that like? That would look like exactly the person I would design in
Hey,
Grand Theft
hey,
Auto. Fuck out of
Don't
here.
like me,
Dude,
dude.
for
We'll let
sure,
YouTube.
for sure.
We'll let YouTube standards figure that one out.
Good.
Other news: Dave Grohl has written a book that comes out on the 5th. If I could read, I'd be stoked about this. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to read it. Are we stoked about a Dave Grohl book? He looks
Oh, yeah,
super
for
smart
sure.
on that cover. Way too smart. That cover's terrible.
Yeah, I really hope it's an autobiography or something. I'd love.
I'm sure it
artists
is.
come
I'm gonna
out with,
vote
like,
yay because I don't
books.
think he's done a book before.
Oh,
Yeah.
that dude. That's
No,
gonna be
no,
such
no,
a
no,
good
no.
selling
So-
book, dude. Like for sure.
I went down a Nirvana rabbit hole the other day, and there's this one video where they're on MTV and kids are reviewing In Utero, and then the band is watching the responses, and they talk about an autobiography that was written about the band, or like a biography that was written about the band, and Kurt references the fact that like all this stuff he just kept talking to the person who was writing the book. And they turned and they're like, yeah, we didn't know any of that stuff until we read it in the book.
Wow.
That
That's
generational
Yeah,
gap
when
of like
artists
kids today listening to In Utero, that's crazy to me, man, because I can appreciate it because I still remember that time, so I can go back to it immediately. But if you're 12 now, I don't understand how kids are still able to give a fuck about Nirvana. Like is it truly timeless, or is this just I like grunge, I like that I like Bush, I like Alice in Chains. It's just crazy that shit just sticks around. The younger kids keep listening to it. We're gonna get to a point where like kids are calling Of Mice and Men classic rock, and that's probably the day I drink cyanide.
Oh, dude, I mean, like the classic rock stations up here play like Green Day and Blink and Nirvana on there.
Shut the
Like,
fuck up.
I'm so serious, dude. Like,
Dude, all those classic rock stations, there's like 1,000 of them in the U.S. that are called Eagle Classic Rock 107.9. You're not
shout out
fucking
WDVE.
Shut up.
All
People
day.
will stop.
All day.
People will stop caring about Nirvana when the people that were influenced by Nirvana are gone, and so you still have a wave. No, you still have a wave of musicians who were like directly affected by Nirvana and what they
And now-
did. I mean,
Now they're coming. Now that like time of music is coming
Dude,
back
honestly-
around. So like,
I got a
They
hot
just
take.
have to have a hot TikTok song.
I got a
wow,
hot
he got,
take.
he
That
got
was
the
a
screen.
That was a brilliant point by Austin. So does that mean that the Deftones are more timeless than Nirvana? Because aren't more bands right now influenced by the Deftones than Nirvana? Or am I wrong?
Shit, the Deftones influenced the Weeknd's trilogy mixtapes.
They influence like fucking.
He said
20
he
bands
said
we
that
interviewed.
himself. That's not like a
Yeah,
hot take on my part. He acknowledged that.
but that's not like the popular, and that's not the popular answer. But I think it's the truth. It like that's anytime you scale back, like who's the person that influenced the person that influenced the person that influenced. Like when you get to the root of it, that's the heartbeat of the music industry. And so somebody like Deftones, maybe they're not as popular, but people will look at that and be like, oh yeah, that directly affected this. On Joey, our manager, he's the guitarist of the Used, and there's a couple riffs on that
I've heard of
album where
them.
they're like, yeah, the Used. He was talking about how Deftones like directly influenced some of the stuff that they did on one of the latest albums. And yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, they're great. I mean,
Wow.
It's just crazy to think about. Like, there's musician bands that are really talented and too technical for the average ear that may not, sell a bunch of copies. that could end up being around forever because they keep influencing new generations. Like, there's a bunch of people that don't know who Dream Theater is, but anybody who plays guitar knows who Dream Theater is.
Well, it's going to be like in 30 years when Machine Gun Kelly's like the main influencer for that generation.
Oh, great segue to bring us to Machinery Gunnery Kellard. He recently had a concert where he
yo, what a screenshot. Yo, I'm pretty sure he spitted that person too.
Okay, so a fan rushed him at a show. Security got between them. Security had him subdued. Kells decided, this is my chance, runs up and takes a cheap shot at him. And the crowd and security don't like that. And so now he's getting middle fingers everywhere he performs. Not going over well. This is coming off the cusp of insulting Slipknot, saying that they're a bunch of 50-year-old dudes wearing masks. We went over that last week on why MGK's wrong. We did the burial of MGK. So RIP MGK. I'm sure he's not far from where Brian is in hell.
You guys all overreacted. I mean, he's doing that stuff for clicks, man. You guys
are
100%.
Yeah,
He's Pop Punk 6ix9ine.
He's playing you like a fiddle. I hate the scene. I'm sorry. He controls you.
I don't doubt that, but the problem is, I think he 100% believes and feels that way. I think he really believes that they're worthless 50-year-olds in masks because he's mad about the verse. He's mad Corey didn't want to get on his album. Hey, if I ask Austin Visser to get on my album, and after 2 emails you say, hey, thanks, but no thanks, I am so calling you out at Furnace Fest, bro. Riot Fest, whatever it has to be. It's going down. I'm seeing
that's why I only say yes to coming on this show when Tim's our intermediary here.
Shouts to Tim and Adam Splitter, yo, always providing the fire guests.
Oh shit.
Dude, I can only imagine Tim on several occasions giving me a guest and then watching said guest on the show and just why do I do
Tim
this?
Is like the chillest dude.
It could have been Corinne. No, I think I definitely owe that guy a beer for all the cool bands he's giving me. Unless he's straight edge.
I don't think so.
All right,
but I don't know.
Beer
He's in New York. I've never really talked to him.
Oh, is he in New York or is he a New Yorker?
I don't know.
Oh God, you know how those people are.
Somehow there's a big difference.
There's a big difference from New York. All right, so the reason we are all gathered here, ladies and gents, is to talk about this sweet ass West Coast tour. Fury of the Funeral Son tour. The West Coast run that the Undertaker is partaking in with False Star and Lightworker. All right. First question, why doesn't this tour come to Texas?
Because it's not on the West Coast. So
have you ever got that shit when you announce a tour and then someone immediately, no, Wisconsin? What the fuck? You guys don't come to middle of nowhere, British Columbia? You're assholes.
We're dipping our toes in the water, man, and seeing like what kind of what pops on this, and hopefully there's some FOMO and people want that tour somewhere else. And if people want it in the Midwest or Texas, we'll just get the group together and do it again. So
you tell Mr. Solid State himself that there's some goddamn FOMO out here. Wait, no, not goddamn, just regular damn, regular.
You
damn
got
FOMO.
him. You got him. Yes.
Fury of the wow. So where did this name come from? That's not even easy to say. I'm fucking
No,
that
it's
up.
not. It's not. It's a convoluted way of pulling a word from each of our albums because all three of the bands, False Star, Lightworker, and ourselves, put out albums in the last 18 months, so we didn't get to really play shows off of those. And so that's why at the very bottom, in the middle, it says a 3-album release tour, but I don't really know what that means because we already released the album, but it's fine.
It's a celebration.
You need to repress some of this vinyl.
Yeah, you get to celebrate.
Didn't get to properly celebrate it.
Yeah, so that's what the other guys came up with, and I went along with it. But each one of those is Fury is the Lightworker one, Sunbreather is the False Star one, and then Funeral Psalms is ours. So Fury of the Funeral Son.
That's cool.
But it's gonna be dope.
A
week from today, next Friday, we'll be jamming at Brick by Brick in San Diego, and then headed up the coast. And we're super freaking stoked.
Hey.
Brick by Brick is legit. I've been there, I think, twice. Had a couple good drinks there. That'll be a good run. Where else do we go on this? Where else have I been?
Sacramento, San Jose, Spokane, Bremerton. So we hang out in Washington for a couple shows and then come back to Portland. But it's gonna be real fun. Lightworkers, good dudes. They got like a cool metalcore sound. Fall Star's awesome. It'll be a big party.
So the fun thing to me about tours like this is I've heard of the Undertaking, obviously, third time on the show. I have not heard of Fall Star or Lightworker, so that's like two acts I'm gonna go look up and I'm gonna get into. That's why tours like that are always fun. I'm sure I'm gonna find something I like in that shit. Fans are talking about it.
They're both kind of metalcore. Fall Star has some cool pop influences into it, but yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a big party, and that's what we want.
I feel like Johnny Hex is egging me on to talk shit about Dead Crown, but I'll probably just save that for Twitter. Did you hear? I got my Twitter account suspended.
Hey.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, man, it's just the best. Somebody asked me about someone else, and when I described them, my response got me booted from Twitter for harassment and bullying. So that's never coming back. So, new Twitter account, holler at me.
Sweet.
Gotta be careful on those accounts, man. You never know when you're gonna get zucked. You could get zucked even when you're not on a Zuck-based account, man. It's fucking crazy.
Unless you're 45, you can do whatever you want for the longest time.
Hey, if you're, unless you're a politician or you own an
So
island
dumb.
or anything. I swear, my next podcast is gonna be called "Fuck Politicians." So why do I want to go see you guys live? What is so goddamn special about this?
Look at him.
This is amazing, actually.
I know he's sticky if I touch him.
Yeah, no, the beauty of it is like, so Keith is the only one of us that doesn't have a complete dad bod, and so we like make him take his shirt off and him rocking. No, he did that for that one show, and then we're like, you can never wear a shirt during a show again. But he's the only one that can pull off white Levi pants and no shirt. But I think
that's hard.
It's impossible. It's impossible. So I think actually on this tour he's wearing some camo shorts as a good old throwback to the old hardcore days. But
dude, yeah, you cannot play that kind of music and not own several camo shorts, man.
Fact.
Were you gonna say I gotta have a hardcore hat?
You gotta have a hardcore dancing frog. Like the good old days.
Get out of here. Oh, man, look at these wild guys.
Awesome.
Shout out to Michaela Austin, who took those photos for us. She's
Is this
awesome.
your ugly mug with the Star Wars shirt?
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Love it. Love it. Very good. These are from 2019, which bums me out because you guys dropped this album. It's sick as shit, and you don't get to play it. I feel bad.
No, that's why we're stoked to go out, man. We got a good little set going. I think we're going to play for like 30 minutes a night, so we don't want to kill ourselves, but we just move around and provide a ton of energy, and we're really stoked for people to finally get to see that because our whole introduction through Solid State and releasing this album, like everybody has just heard the singles and seen the videos. Nobody's seen us play live. We played a couple shows here in San Diego in the last couple months. We went out to Phoenix like 3 weeks ago and played. That was a dope show and got the crowd interaction. I was able to like hang from the roof and stuff. So we're always gonna look to jump on people.
My God, you're one of those.
All right.
Yeah, no,
we are. Right.
No,
That's
but
right.
we're cut from the Chariot and Old Norma Jean vibe of just moving around and having fun. So we're gonna.
You're not being conservative, like really, like look, dad when you're home and straight crazy when you're on stage.
Yeah. I'm a different person on stage, but it's so fun. Yeah.
I respect that because one, that's difficult as shit to be a dad and then still go on the road and try to make your band happen. Mm-hmm. But like you guys aren't like straying away from it. You want it. You want that shit. Bring it on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Johnny, who was on the show last time, his son was in the studio with us a bunch of the days. My two oldest were able to come to the studio one time. My middle kid was actually able to come to one of the shows. And so they just are like wide-eyed, and it's so fun to watch our kids like see us do this creative outlet. And one of my kids wants to be a musician.
That's
now,
awesome.
Which is really cool. No, my hair is so gross. I have no routine.
Jordan Tupper is asking, what is your routine? Your luscious locks flow hard in that picture.
Yeah, there's nothing good about this. However, I have grown out my hair since that picture, so it's quite a bit longer. So that's exciting.
Did you ever have anything close to an emo cut or a swishy haircut?
No, I can't. I had an afro. I'm so embarrassed to admit it. No, check this out.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yo, it'd be hella funny if he never came back.
Oh
Wow.
my
I
god.
had no idea you were Jewish.
Yeah,
That's
Dutch
gnarly.
actually. So,
Oh, hey, speaking in Dutch, yeah.
So I could never do the scene cut because my hair just went straight up, and so that's actually why I undercut the sides. Because if I didn't undercut the sides, my hair would be like the singer from Coheed and Cambria. You know, just
Oh, I was
like
gonna
Claudio.
Claudio.
Claudia.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hair would just be like a big poop ball. That's also why I don't. I hate that you have me talking about my hair. That's like the last thing I want to talk about. But that's why I don't wash it, because if I start washing it, it just gets poofy and it's just so dumb.
Tim said West Coast tour and Austin's hair. I don't know. Oh man, Johnny Hex is asking. Okay, I'll get. Johnny Hex wants a statement on this band. So this band, Dead Crown. That's I'm not mistaken, right? That's that same band that was bragging about touring with Attila, even though they had to pay to be on the tour. It was one of those tours where it's only one like known signed band, and the rest are just like paying to be there.
I
Their
literally have no clue what this is.
That's why I'm filling you in. Their vocalist got in trouble for like some sort of domestic abuse or like hitting some female, like something you don't do. And now the band has a song that's just like, it's called Ruin My Life or Ruin Your Life. And it's all about killing some girl and enjoying it and being spiteful. And fans are like, yo, this isn't appropriate after what we just like went through with your vocalist. And I believe that's why he's asking for a statement. Like someone else asked me about this. That band was on the cusp of being signed. They have steadily shot themselves in the foot since then. I could go back and think since 2007 of bands that's happened to, and I can tell you that the highlight of that band's career, if they are going down that path, they're going to be highly downloaded on some message board that will never profit them any money, and that'll be great for them.
Over the last few nights, we've received countless death threats on our van, trailer, and belongings, phone calls to our day jobs attempting to get us fired, and spam calls to venues attempting to get us removed from the shows.
See how vile
Jeez.
the fan base and people can be even if they're mistaken on something. Like, don't fuck around with this shit.
No, so we have a very clear rule in our band that one asshole makes the whole band an asshole, and so that's like a definite theme for us. Is like
100%.
That should be a law among bands because that's fucking factual.
No, but one person sends a message to a fan or something, and we have like 2 fans, so it doesn't really matter.
You don't want to piss both of them off.
Exactly, but you get that narrative out there, and you're not going to recover, especially with this stuff nowadays. I mean, that happened with that White Lotus band, right?
Oh man, yeah, we talked about that too. Like
and
that
they were
band,
like,
that's a
like
talented band, and
they were like 3 weeks away from their debut album. Yeah, that sucked, but White Lotus was phenomenal. So if we want to talk about that, please.
I heard everybody went crazy about that.
That band has a completed album with a canceled vocalist that they can't use.
Nope.
And it's like, what are your options? Do you go instrumental? But like something else is up with that band because that's like the second or third member that's had something sketchy come up in that department. So
it was Me Too stuff, right? He was abusive to women.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, and
no bueno.
Look, word of advice to any band out there, whether you're signed or not. Even being a creep, whether or not it's legal or illegal what you're doing, just being a creep will get you canceled. So don't be a fucking creep, man. Treat the ladies with some respect. They're hot as fuck. Tell them their eyeliner's cute and thank them for being around. You fucking dickhead. Ruin it for everyone. Fucking asshole. What happened to White Lotus? That's what happened. It sucks, dude. Like, there's and what you're saying is 100% correct. Because without getting 1,000% into it, there's a band I toured with that was accused of that sort of shit.
That's why Brian's not on the show anymore.
Yeah, he's dead. I had to kill him. There was a band I toured.
You actually canceled him.
I actually canceled him. I fucked him and I killed him. So, and then I'm gonna write a song about it, a la Dead Crown. If like there was a band I toured with that was accused of that shit, it didn't happen because I was there. I didn't witness any of this shit. and they were bringing up statements like, well, you know what, the other members, and mentioning them by name, they're complicit and they're guilty because they let this happen. They were there when this happened, and these events never happened, and these people would have never allowed that to happen. But of course, I can't defend it or get involved in it at all, because then you're in the middle of some abuse scandal. But one bad apple makes the whole band rotten. That's 100% true. If I meet Austin at a meet and greet and he's a dickhead, I'm just gonna assume the rest of the band are dickheads.
Yep. That's a bummer. It's not a bummer because just treat people. Yeah, we've never met in person. We'll hug. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice embrace. Yeah.
I'm gonna get this motherfucker signed and eBay it.
It loses value. It already lost value because you bought it.
It lost value the minute I pre-ordered it. It's cool. It didn't show up late like the other one I pre-ordered.
That thing is depreciating like crazy.
That thing got in right before everything got crazy delayed. Like the fact
shouts to whoever you went through. The shipping and everything was fine, because I pre-ordered another vinyl. I won't shit on them, and it took a fucking forever. It shouldn't take 6 months for a vinyl.
Well, that happened to Prada. I mean, they had to print like all the vinyl in the entire world, but the Z2 stuff got super delayed. But I was bummed that the pre-orders didn't show up, before the album came out, because that's always fun when you get it a day before the album releases. But with shipping delays and stuff, that's not possible.
That would be really cool to get the vinyl a day before or same day, because like hardly anyone's ever able to do that. Hopefully in a year or two we can do that shit again. I'm eventually going to have to rename this the Sexual Abuse Podcast. I'm shocked who hasn't gotten arrested. Davi Vanity. Seriously, am I the only one? We definitely have brought that dude up on multiple episodes. I'll suggest like episode, 5 or 6 with Nightshade. We definitely shit all over that dude. I'm not shocked he hasn't been arrested. I've seen the actual charges on the website, because it's real. It's in multiple states. I want to say it's over 12 states. He's in hiding. He just runs away, he changes his appearance, and he's in hiding. God. Look, if these band dudes, if I'm not Austin Visser and I don't have a family in my own place to stay, and I'm a piece of shit band dude, I'm gonna stay with my parents and live in the basement. I mean, I'm whatever.
He's like, bro, leave me the fuck out of this.
Hey, you're a fucking role model, Austin.
Dude, that makes me sick, bro. That makes me
just be chilling, man.
Oh man, I just it's just every episode sexual abuse comes
12
up.
Different
it's the best icebreaker.
Burn that guy, bro.
No, that's the truth though.
That band was a fucking spectacle when they were around.
It's like what happened with Trevor.
They just screamed creepy the whole time.
No, it's like what happened with Trevor Bauer, and MLB finally just kind of you can't come back, my dude.
Shouts to Justin, the Dodger fan.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Dumb Doodoo Head is
that shit was wild, man.
Like I said, no more baseball. No, get out of here. Stop that. It pains me.
At least it's Mookie. If you would have turned around a Bauer jersey, I would have just been like, wow.
I'm a massive Padre fan. I'm in San Diego, so it's just been a brutal season.
By far the biggest Padres fan I've ever met in my life.
For the last 3 days.
I was watching.
Giving it back to us, anyways.
I was watching a game. Last time we recorded, I was watching a game.
Nice,
yeah, Tatis crushed it.
He's good for that.
Yeah.
I'm to understand that Mr. Visser here took a solo tour of Mexico. Shouts to that. I want to know how your recent Hispanic love album, Mis Amores con Queso, was received in Mexico. How was the tour?
It was just wonderful. Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody that's like my album cover if I ever do a side project.
That's it, dude. Mis Amores con Queso, my love affair with cheese.
I was gonna say, what is that? My love affair with cheese.
No one speaks Spanish. Yeah, that's my love affair with cheese.
No, I don't speak Spanish. I'm from fucking Pennsylvania. Fuck would I know?
I officiated a wedding 5 years ago in Sayulita, which is 45 minutes north of Puerto Vallarta. If anybody if anybody watches Bachelor in Paradise, that's where it's filmed in Sayulita. So we fly from Tijuana to Puerto Vallarta and then take a taxi up to this random town, and it's like the dopest place in the world. So yeah, my wife and I and some friends went down there this weekend.
Puerto Vallarta is definitely not the coolest place in the world.
No, that's why you got to get out of there. Yeah,
oh my god, I took a cruise there one time. It was fucking awful. Wow, I feel really privileged saying that. I'm gonna leave.
No, it's all good. Yeah, we fly out of Tijuana, and it's super cheap, like $100 round trip tickets and stuff. So we try to go down once a year. It's dope.
What is the delays on vinyl? Are they pressed not in the U.S.?
There aren't enough factories, so there's too much demand, especially with how vinyl's breaking all the records for like the most sales ever right now, and there's not enough plants doing it.
Isn't there like a general plastic shortage?
Probably. I mean, that probably influences it too. But I mean, I'm sure there's some like crappy printing plants. One time I heard that there's only so many machines that can do the pressing. It's like a very specific machine. And when vinyl went out of fashion years ago, they just like discarded those. So that when vinyl came back, they're like, everybody go find your old machine. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
dude, that is kind of crazy. Like, who would have predicted 20 years ago? Like vinyl would outsell CDs. Like you can't go to normal CD retailers like a Best Buy or a Target or even Walmart to get your edited Dixie Chicks CDs, but you could probably go to Urban Outfitters and find like, I don't know, a Travis Scott vinyl laying around.
Yep,
like it's crazy
for like $60.
Yeah,
it was only 20, and I got that bitch 20% off. I
understand why it took us all.
Fucking judge me.
I kind of like that vinyl is like coming back.
Like CDs were cool.
I think Justin's Wi-Fi is on like an 8-second delay, so it's not his fault. We're just screwing up. Vinyl is cool as shit to me because I like to get shit signed when I meet bands, and then I like to. Oh shit! I think you got disconnected. I like to fucking eBay it after the fact and sell it for profit. And I used to do it with CDs. I had a few CDs signed, but the Undertaking. That's break.
Knocked it over and shit.
Get that guy signed. So this album's been out for 6 months now. You've had plenty of time to soak it in and think about it. What?
We're trying to record another album in Solid State. We're like, no, man, your album's only been out for a couple months.
A couple? I mean, 6 is like almost several.
No, that's what they're saying. It's just like let it soak a little bit more. We're trying to record. We're like we always demo stuff, so we have more songs written that we want to put out. But they're like, no,
never stop. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Never stop. What's the point?
So being an artist and you've had all this time go by, when you look back on the record, are you like more proud than the day it came out, or are you able to look back and be like, okay, I'm annoyed with this song now. I want to top it. I want to do something different. I want to do this.
I'm very competitive, so I always want to be better and a better writer, better lyricist, and vocal like presentation, all that kind of stuff. I always want to be better. I don't think that there's anything I'm not proud of on that specific album because of what it meant for us getting signed to Solid State and for us being dads and in our 30s to kind of come out of nowhere, so to speak, and do what we did. It's very much something that's like always going to be something I'm extremely proud of, but then we get that one foothold. I just want to keep getting better. So just keep pushing.
Being a responsible adult, do you ever like think like, is it crazy that your band's taking off now when you have responsibilities when compared to like 2006 when you like didn't have as much shit going on? It's like, what the hell?
You know, yeah, but that's why we're successful, is because I think we can think through the details now. Where when you're 18, you don't care. You're just doing whatever it takes. So we're lining up this tour, and it's like up to this. It'll all fall apart, and it's going to be miserable. But we have it dialed. Like, we're not spending any money. And we have like all of our merch. I just got all the merch in. That's my windbreaker. Nice little windbreaker for tour. But we have like all that stuff like already dialed ahead of time. So we're like a week away. We're ready to go. Where I feel like if you're like 18 years old, like none of those details would have been ironed out at all.
No, you're either super unprepared or you're privileged enough that you have a bunch of managers in place to do that shit for you.
Yeah. But that's kind of why I think we found our success, is because we're responsible and we think through details. And I don't know. We're not just dicking around.
I can appreciate it. I mean, we're like the first ones to shit on Silver Spoon bands, that's for sure. There's a few of those I've met in my lifetime. So you've already trying to record new music. How do you top funeral songs?
It's pretty easy because you just like dial everything up even more.
I thought you were gonna say it's pretty easy. It was a shitty record. Jesus.
No, we learned so much. I mean, that was the first full-length album we ever recorded. Like, we just put out singles and an EP, and so we did a lot of that on our own, DIY in our garages and stuff. And so to be able to go into a studio with Joey and record these things, like, I think that there was a lot of opportunity for us to learn how we write as a cohesive unit and all that stuff. I said unit. And just like
shouts to Randy Johnson.
The big unit, baby. Yeah, just different stuff like that where I think we're a little bit more in the pocket. And so with more music coming out and we're able to be like, oh, that riff we don't love as much. Or at this point, what if we actually went heavier or more chaotic? And I think that that's what we're having fun with, is trying to figure out like, okay, not in a sloppy way, but just how can we get heavier and more brutal? How can my lyrics be more aggressive and more angry? It's fun. It's hard to put yourself in that place emotionally, but that's part of the fun, is to find that spot and then be like, oh, that's like really dope, and really happy with how that concept came together.
And it also probably at the end of it becomes therapeutic, really. Once you get
that's all it is. Oh my gosh, that's a huge part for me. Putting lyrics down on paper and into a song. That's my therapy, and that's like why the album means a lot to me, because there's a lot of stuff that we had to process. That's the funnest part, is to be able to put it through there and be like, oh yeah, wow, I was really trying to say something that hurt my feelings.
Yeah. I mean, even like going through it, like, even going through like recording, like putting yourself in that place mentally to be like, all right, how to get the best performance you're really looking for. Like, that's an experience in itself. Yeah. And like, sometimes you end up looking back on that and that being like one of the more memorable parts, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not particularly emotional. And so it's not like I'm like really feeling the lyrics when I'm doing it, because I'm more focused on the performance. But when you look back at it as like a complete piece of work, that's where you're like, oh crap, baby, I put myself out there a little bit too much. And then
yeah, for sure,
people are like, what does that mean? And you're like, well, it's like pretty personal to me, but it's actually just about alligators, so it's not that big of a deal.
It's just about alligators.
I just really love alligators.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad you said like we're going heavier and doing all that stuff with it, because I was gonna say, what do you plan to do with the sound? Because I'm a couple drinks in, so you can be offended as much as you want by this. I've been telling people, judge the Undertaking by their second album. I think the second album is going to be a much more complete work. The band will have
Lost them.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
This is
the
never
complete
happened.
sounding of a... Yeah, he just fucking disappeared. Hang on.
I think that he's talking about second album, and that's like one of the scariest parts, is you're trying to like top the thing that you started with and always trying to be better. And I think some people don't really live up to that, but we're excited for the challenge.
Well, and also as as an artist, I feel like artists, you're always trying to like top yourself. You look at it like, oh, all right, well, how do we get better for the next one? Because like, what are you doing if you're not trying to be better? Like, never want to settle artistically.
Well, some bands sound the same too. Like they put out every single album or EPs or singles, and they all sound the exact same. And that's not exciting to me. And so I think we always want to push our sound into a different direction. Now, you also have other people that swing their style in completely different directions, which is totally fine too, because everybody can do whatever they want when they create. But for us, we definitely want to stay in our lane and do what we do best, but also get better at that at the same time.
Yeah, there's definitely a good middle ground, because I hate when people get too far away from like the band that they are, and you're just like, well, I appreciate you taking a chance, but it's like you forgot yourself in the process, and like that's just, you can't fucking deal with that. That's hard as a listener, at least.
Yeah, well, you're listening to that specific band for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the thing that they do, and you listen to a band that's trying to like steal someone else's style. It's like, well, if I wanted to listen to that band, I'm just going to go listen to that album that the other band did that was better.
Facts. Welcome back, Matt.
Okay, I fucked up. I'm coming back. Sorry. Apparently, I needed to turn a switch on for that outlet to work, but whatever. High, drunk, fuck it.
Oh,
All right.
He's gone again. Yeah.
He said, "I'll be back." That's fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, well,
I'm never gonna fault anybody for trying to do something different, and fans get so mad when a band tries to do something different, and that bums me out because they're still trying to be creative and have fun with the art. Yeah.
If
I think
bands
when I was
didn't grow, we wouldn't have the awesomeness that Bring Me the Horizon puts out now. We'd have the same stereotypical deathcore band that a lot of bands have redone.
I also think as I've gotten older, like I will appreciate a band taking a chance a little bit more now, just because when I was younger, it was just like, well, I want this, blah 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 blah, whatever. Yeah, I definitely feel it. But yeah.
I don't know where I cut out, but I was saying to judge the Undertaking on the second album because I think the second album will be a more complete process. You'll have some time to grow. You get the debut in. You're working as a full band.
Yeah.
The pandemic's over. Blah blah blah. I'm just maybe it's because I'm a fan. I'm just like really curious what it's going to sound like or how similar it's going to be. I imagine you're going to stray a little bit from that album from Funeral Song.
I'll send you some of our demos. They're fun to listen to. They're like painful to listen to because they sound like crap at this point, and my vocals are like thrown on. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm I was saying I'm a little bit nervous about that because you always want to try to top yourself, but that's also a challenge that's very, very exciting.
As long as that energy's there, I can feel what's going on.
That's what we were talking with Solid State about. Is that album 2 is going to also inform album 1. And so when we put out a second album, there's going to be a whole new wave of people that find out about us. And then they're actually going to go back and be like, oh, crap. Like on Funeral Psalms, they kind of dabbled in this, but now it's like a full-fledged idea and a song.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think like it helps kind of then have a cohesive picture of what we're trying to do. And that's one of my favorite things to do. For Every Time I Die, for instance, you watch their whole discography and you can see all the different things that they tried and what stuck and what really made the band click. And in certain albums, like with Low Teens or something, you're like, oh, they really got in the pocket on this one. And so that's something we're excited for. And even going back to our singles from About Ghosts to Witch Rituals to Who's Afraid of 11 Wolves, you can really see kind of different things that we were playing around with that then either didn't make it to the album or did make it on the album. And that was a really fun process. For instance, Who's Afraid of 11 Wolves, that was us at our worst, where we just went out and tried to make the most complicated, most chaotic song. And then after we put that song out, we're like, oh, we can never go that far into just complete chaos. Like we need to have a little bit more of a straightened out roadmap. So I don't know, it's fun.
Do you like writing with with song structure, or would you prefer to just go chaotic?
I think structure helps put you in a certain direction. The beauty,
it gives you rules to break.
Yeah, that's a
great point to put it, actually.
Yeah,
Coming around the block.
Oh yeah,
and that's what we do. And when we start out with a demo, it usually starts as an idea, and then we kind of break it apart and make it as chaotic as possible. And then we have to kind of crunch it back into making some sort of sense. Or the opposite, a song comes out and it's very structured and very clean, and then we have to go through and kink it up a little bit and make sure it's more chaotic. But for instance, Demon Season on the album, or Wrenches, something like Wrenches has like a very specific structure. And that's like really fun because you can kind of understand where the song is going. But then a song like Nostalgia can be a Nasty Beast, which is in the middle of the album. That was a song that's complete chaos. Nothing repeats. And that song was one of the more fun ones for me to write because I had no roadmap and we were kind of making up the lyrics on the fly. That's the song for me where I say Cowabunga. And it was like, well, I wanted to put Cowabunga somewhere on the album, and it's like, well, it fits perfectly right here. So
I just assumed you really liked the Ninja Turtles 80s movie.
Oh no, not the 80s movies. I love the cartoons, but
okay, the cartoons are way better because those 80s movies still give me nightmares.
Oh, I love it. You can kind of see the people's face in the mouth.
Okay, side note, are you stoked at all for this upcoming Mario movie with Chris Pratt? It's me, Chris Pratt.
I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm not getting super hyped on a cartoon Mario. If Johnny was here, he'd be like jumping up and down, pissed or something. But
I could only afford you tonight, honey.
yeah, he was busy.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, no, he's
What was he
probably
doing,
here
raising
somewhere
a
on
family?
Twitch. No, that's probably what I should be doing. No, the
Your
voice
wife
cast
hates
is
my
great.
podcast.
She does. It's fine. She also understands that we're going on tour next week, and I'm trying to promote this thing a teeny tiny bit.
Yeah, so she wants to spend as much time as possible with you before you leave, and you're here talking on the internet to some jackasses.
No. She wants me to spend as much time with the kids as possible, so she can go do other stuff. She doesn't want to hang out with me.
Oh yeah. God. How long have you been married?
Don't be sad about it. We've been married for 11 years. We know how it goes.
That's beautiful.
No, we went to Mexico too. So I mean, we've had plenty of time.
Oh, I'm well aware you went to Mexico.
Mis amores con queso.
I hope she doesn't know about con queso.
She does. She loves cheese too. Estudio la español en la escuela para 6 años, but I don't practice every day, so I gotta speak muy lentamente.
Yeah, I gotta get Rosetta Stone. So this queso bullshit brings me to a question. In all the times we've had you on, we've never asked you the condiment question, have we?
No, I'm
so
so scared now.
Condiment question.
No, this is
not
great.
pickle relish.
No, this. I hate pickles. Fuck pickles. Okay, I discriminate pickles hardcore. You can say whatever you want about me. This question, you can find out a lot about someone. Okay, so follow me here.
Okay, following.
For the rest of your life, you get one condiment to come out of each finger. We're only talking, one hand. It's going to be the same on both hands. So you get 5 choices. 5 sauces or condiments that come out of your fingers to be dispensed for the rest of your life. So, choose wisely.
Only 5.
Only 5. It's going to be the same on both. Don't try to get, mustard out of this finger and then honey mustard out of this finger. It's going to be the same fucking mustard.
No, it's like hot. It's like taco sauce, hot sauce.
You can get specific, too. If you want hot sauce from, a certain taqueria, go for it.
Trader Joe's here in San Diego makes a good taco sauce. Super yummy.
Does it have to be a San Diego Trader Joe's or any Trader Joe's?
I don't know. You guys have...
No, it does. Because
normal Heinz...
It's a person from San Diego making it.
Heinz ketchup, just normal ketchup. Trader Joe's also does a dragon sauce that's like a green sriracha.
You go to Trader Joe's a lot, don't you?
Yeah, that's where we shop.
See, I've already found out something about you.
Green sriracha is super dope, and it's called dragon sauce there.
Green?
Yeah, it's green. Why does that trip you out?
Verde?
It doesn't have to.
Sounds great.
You know what? It's my fault. Color doesn't matter. Continue.
And then just like a good salsa. Is that a condiment?
Oh, you got to pick a salsa though. What is it going to be? Paste picante? Or are you going to pick something from a taqueria? You live in San Diego, and you
I heard
know
it was
where
Del
the good
Taco
salsa
red
is?
sauce.
Yo, Del Sueco.
I'm not picky. I'm good with it all.
I swear to God, I'll stick you with Baker's Picante if you keep it up.
It's fine. I'll eat it. Baker's Picante. I don't care. I'm not a picky eater. Not pickle relish. Not mayonnaise. I'll do mustard.
Yo, we just became best friends. I hate
sauce,
pickles and mayonnaise, bro.
Yeah, no.
If I saw pickles and mayonnaise leaving a Padres game, I'd whoop their fucking ass in the parking lot.
Taco sauce. Taco sauce, salsa, ketchup, barbecue sauce, and my green sriracha. Those are my 5.
I gotta, Jamie, look up the green sriracha. And get me that master list of all the band's vaccination statuses. I want to look it up later for Tom.
I'm vaxxed. You want to see my? You want to see it?
Whoa, yo! Solid State said we can't talk about that, bro. Don't say that shit.
They don't care.
Yeah, Vax talk is like the least interesting shit on the planet. Like, oh wow, I'm officially stealing that and getting into that fucking Grateful Dead concert this winter.
Take it. I don't take it. It's yours.
It's gonna be awesome, bro.
There really is green sriracha.
It's your VR.
Yeah,
Did you find it?
Dead and Company. Yeah.
Yeah, Dead and Company.
Flying Goose brand sriracha, hot green chili sauce.
I feel like flying goose could be a slur of some sort. I'm not sure what for. I feel like it could offend someone.
Hey,
That was my nickname
it's on
in
the
high
bottle.
school.
It's on the bottle, so like take
Austin
it up.
Flying
Flying
Goose Fisher.
Goose.
Take it up with Flying Goose brand. It's their name. Like, not my problem.
No, this is the one.
Take it up with Flying Goose.
Green Dragon hot sauce.
Yo.
It's super yummy. It's super yummy.
All right, I'll look it up.
There's Trader Joe's up here, so I'm gonna look around.
I like Trader Joe's. They got good pink lemonade, and if they're ever giving out samples, which they probably don't anymore because it's a pandemic, them shits is good as hell. You can quote me on that. Matt Musselwhite from iHateTheScene said they good as hell. HAYLLE.
Good as hell.
An incredible Yelp review.
Good as hell.
I'm going
Good
down
as
the
hell.
rabbit trail now. Yeah, here's my taco sauce. It's spicy taco sauce.
And it's
great.
organic.
Oh, it's organic? Nope. It's got to be made from
Spicy
concentrate. I don't
taco
want it.
sauce.
I love it. Hey, I do have to like go make sure my kids aren't dying. So
All right, so this episode's been brought to you by Kids Not Dying and Being a Good Father. I want to thank Austin Visser for being here tonight. Make sure you go support him and his family by seeing the Funeral for a Fury Son tour.
you said it perfectly. It doesn't matter. Sun Fury.
Funny for a Fury. Funny for a Fury tour.
Tour.
Funny Furry Tour featuring Fallstar Lightworker and The Undertaking.
Yeah, come check it out.
Where
it's
can
gonna
I
be dope.
find The Undertaking if I want to like stream your music or like bootleg you?
I was told from Tim that we'd at least get 100 new Instagram followers from this podcast appearance. So
10
uh,
10 tops.
0.
10 tops, and that he told me that security deposit for your appearance fee was non-refundable.
We're on
I'll probably
Instagram.
follow you.
Thank you. We're on Instagram at the Undertaking Rocks. That's where we post pictures and show stuff. On Twitter, just we're the Undertaking. And then if you want to go to theundertakingrocks.com, you can find Spotify, our web store, all that stuff. Unfortunately, get the Padre logo out of here. I don't want to see that. Depressing.
Hey, you could come back next year. It's all good.
We
just had
without Jace Stingler, just no more Jace.
R.I.P. to
Follow
Brian.
Got a lot of young
There's
guys
no
that
reason to
come
display
back.
this.
It's always
Definitely
next
don't.
year.
Definitely
I know.
don't ever listen to the Common Chaos podcast or follow that bastard because he's dead. Definitely don't add him on Grindr at Butt Love and Bri Boy. You can follow both my Twitter accounts since I got suspended from the main one at Scene Radio and at Musselwhite Matt. I promise to be nice and not insult anyone. You can catch me on Instagram at iHateTheScene, Twitter at Scene Radio. We're on every Friday night, twitch.tv/iHateTheScene, facebook.com/iHateTheScene. And Jamie, you fed my kids? All right, so my kids aren't getting fed unless you motherfuckers follow this shit. youtube.com/c/iHateTheScene. That is the most important one. You can find all these links and more at iHateTheScene.com. We also have a little sexy link tree for you on the Instagram at iHateTheScene, and you can find all our links there. You know, if you want to donate to the cause, like Ted DiBiase funding the NWO, send us some money. Maybe I can afford Jordan's appearance fees, and maybe I can afford to keep lying about it, and then Justin won't know that I pay appearance fees. I want to thank Justin for appearing here. Justin, yo, who are you on tour with right now? That's you. Speak.
We're on tour with Ballyhoo. Coming to
Ballyhoo.
the-
Ballyhoo and the Expendables on the
crazy
Expendahoo
dates.
tour. Don't you go through San Diego and you can hook your new San Diego brethren up with the guest
I
list?
do. I will be in San Diego on the where is it?
Boom.
It is a sold out show, but I can still get you in there.
I'm sure Austin's wife loves
uh,
reggae, bro.
October 9th.
All right, guest list of
We'll be in
Visser family.
Sacramento.
You heard it.
Hey,
Motherfucker, I try to give you free shit. This is how you repay me. All right,
he's
Make
like, I
sure-
got shit going on, man.
Jordan, where
No,
can I
that's all right.
find you online?
The label on my thing is at Jordan Madra. That's where you can find me.
Justin, you didn't display a Twitter name at all. Do you just want me to Google dumb doo-doo head?
He's just like, no, I don't want anybody to find me.
Austin, I interrupted you. You were going to say something interesting?
There.
Nothing. I'm out of interesting ideas.
Sweet. I'm sure the second album's going to be sick.
Yeah. I love you guys. I will catch you next time when I'm on for the 4th time.
Hey.
Sweet, yeah, yo, the 5th time's gonna be the charm, man. Catch these guys on the West Coast, and next week we're gonna talk some wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Bound for Glory. Get ready for the shit; it's gonna be hot. And remember, there's cake and ice cream in the backstage area.
I knew I was fucked.